What's up, everybody? Stick around because today we're taking a look at one of my favorite little astromech characters, Chopper from the Ahsoka series. Let's take a look. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Collector's Outpost. I am John. So yeah, we're taking a look at the brand new Hot Toys Chopper 1/6 scale figure from the Ahsoka series. And if you remember, we also got a quick little glimpse of him in Rogue One for like half a second. Rogue One was actually his first appearance in live action, and it's so awesome that we got to see him in Ahsoka in his full role because he is one heck of a character. So before we dig on into this bad boy, if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out this video with me. Please drop down and hit the like, subscribe, and notification button for upcoming videos. I have more lightsabers, 6 scale figures, and maybe some ships, and who else knows what I dig up throughout the year. So I don't think you're gonna wanna miss those. And if you are a returning viewer, thanks so much for coming back and hanging out for another video. Let's get on into this unboxing. Just taking a quick look at the box art. It's the same typical stuff that we've seen with Star Wars for a long time. We have this band around the bottom with a graphic of Chopper there. Another cool graphic of Chopper. It almost looks like he's losing his mind over there for a second. And right on the inside slip, we actually have a really nice preview of Hera and Sabine. Let me dig all of this stuff out and get all of these accessories out here on the table. Let me give you a first impression because I've not taken this out of the box yet. So here we go. We have Chopper right here, and it's that typical plastic material. You know, there's no die cast or metal parts or anything. I really wish that of all things that they would just make these astromechs and droids and everything out of die cast, or at least some of the parts out of die cast. He looks fantastic. Can't wait to dig into that. So here's all the accessories laid out on the table. He's got a couple of arms and swap out options. He's got his front tire. He's got a couple antennas. So most of these just seem to be, rather than accessories, they're his parts. They're his arms and his legs and his front tire and stuff like that. And really, I feel the only actual accessories are the Huyang hologram, the holoprojector, and the tracking device that he throws on the ship in that one scene. So let's take a little bit of a closer look at what we have here. What we have is arms that are magnetic, so you'll actually be able to insert them in Chopper himself. And these do have a hinge right in the middle there, right? And the claw section does kind of open and close, so that's really cool. From, let's say, the elbow joint here, this will actually pop off, and you have this other option with his hand, we'll say, the claw section completely turns over 90 degrees. Now, I'm assuming they did that because this is just so much easier to make this than to try to make this tiny little microscopic joint to hold this arm on, and that would snap off in 2 seconds. So I'm glad they did it like this. Now, what's cool, you can kind of mix and match which ones you want. If you want one kind of with his hand open, more straight, one with kind of the crooked angle here. So you get to kind of mix and match what you want between the two. Then we have the little hologram projector that Huyang will fit in, and you can place this in his hands too. This one actually looks pretty good. They don't have any of the normal lines that I'm noticing here. Usually, like the holograms have the sculpted lines to kind of make it look like it was a projection. But this is just a solid mold. There's no lines or anything here. And then very similar to the holoprojector, we do have that little tracking device that he throws on the other ship. And the same thing with the option of antennas. Here we have a straight antenna and we have the curved antenna. And again, it's, you know, because of that joint, they would have had to make a microscopic joint here, and it would have made it a lot more fragile. So I am kind of glad that they went with the different options to pick from to just toss on. Now, to pop everything on, the antennas are super easy. They just kind of key right into the top there, or you have the option of the other one there, of the straight one. And the arms here, they're magnetic, which is really cool. So all you do is push this little side in over here, and you can see the bottom pop out, and that will just come right out, and you can insert your arms. I really like that little detail there that you can kind of just magnetically put everything in. It makes life so easy. Really love that. It does have 2 joints right there, so you can kind of really articulate the heck out of that thing. And then you can, like I was saying before, swap this out for the 90-degree hand and get a whole different personality out of him right there. So you have a ton of posing options just with the arms. Now, yes, he does have his third arm and it does come out, but you do need this little tool. It's kind of the same tool that we use for the eyeballs, the moving eyes. You have to kind of stick it in there and grab the claw and kind of nudge that out. Now, it's kind of annoying only because if I don't have one of these things and I want to change the pose, I have to go dig this out of the box from storage or find something that I can fit in there. But we do have his third arm. Same thing, we have a little articulation right there. So we have a joint there, and we do have the claws that open and close. And at the bottom there, you'll see a key, a little hexagon hole there. So you're gonna pop this right into the front one. And as simple as that, you have Chopper's third leg installed. And when it's in there, because it's round, it does turn. So you can pose that a little bit. All right, so there we go. We have the third leg hooked on in. Because of his personality, without this option, there wouldn't be a personality. His head does tilt. It does rotate front and back. It's on a ball bearing. So you really can add so much personality if you just kind of have him there, tilt off to the right and give him a little head tilt. He's just so expressive like that. I love that. Now, even under there on the silver part, the actual joint itself, I guess, you can actually see that they did add some weathering on that, some rust and everything. We've got some weathering there on the top, and it's basically like a black wash kind of thing, you know, and it does kind of go all throughout the figure. A little bit of rust down right there, and even some over here. So there's enough on here just to add some character and some depth to the figure and give him a little bit more of an in-world feel. Now these hoses, these are kind of rubbery or kind of plastic, so always be careful for stuff like this. You know, this is probably just glued in there. You don't want to accidentally snag it on something. We have the wires and hoses around the back near the bottom of his legs. And I really love all the detail. We've got all the wires and plugs and hoses and stuff like that all up in here. Fantastic work. I mean, I didn't expect it, but the only thing I wish with stuff like this, like R2 or Chopper or cars or anything that's supposed to be metal, a transformer, I do wish they would just make them out of metal. It would make the figure just feel so much more premium, even if they charge, you know, an extra 50, 60 bucks for it, well, you know, whatever it happens to be. But they did a fantastic job, and it does look really, really nice. The legs do go all the way up and all the way back, and his feet do bend forward and back as well, so that you can pose him with his third leg here correctly. And you could also pose this a little bit if you want to kind of just cock to the side a little bit to make it look like he's going to do a turn. You have the rotating front wheel there. The antenna will swivel side to side because it's just plugged in there, but if you wanted to face up or forward, you do have to swap it out to the other option. Now, I think my biggest problem right now is how am I going to pose him? Do I want the arms? Do I don't want arms? Do I want the third arm out? You know, I think that it has to be something with these arms, right? I mean, that's so much of what Chopper is and so much personality, especially when he's throwing his tantrums. That's my Chopper impression. My wife might be right. I might act like a 3-year-old. And here's Chopper and his best pal R2-D2, just in case you have a 6-scale R2 and want to see the size up. So R2 is, I don't know, about an inch maybe taller than Chopper. Let's get a quick little size up here. It looks like Chopper is coming in at about 6¼ inches high, and it looks like R2 is coming in at about just a little under 7¼ high. And R2 does have his foot that comes down. Now, I think offhand, I think this was a sideshow. I don't think this one was a Hot Toys, but this one, you know, I did a review for this a while back. I don't feel that this one was made very well at all. It feels super cheap. Some of these little things are like barely holding on. The leg is very flimsy. You know, there's a little problem there, but I do have an unboxing for this from some time back. I'll link it at the end of the video and down in the description if you want to check out R2 as well. But you know, I feel like Chopper is built a little bit better than this guy here. He's a little flimsy, and if you watch that video, you'll see what I mean. It's so awesome to see Chopper in 6 scale because the only thing I've had from Chopper was his little brother in pop figure form, which, by the way, is the cutest little thing ever. All right, I think that is about it. This is the brand new Hot Toys 6-scale Chopper from the Ahsoka series, and obviously we've seen him in Rebels and his debut in Rogue One. Now, at some point, I will have Hera that comes in. They've never released Ezra, which really is confusing. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I reviewed Balin recently, so you guys can check that out. I'll put a link for that down below as well. And soon to come, I hope, I have on pre-order, hopefully these will come soon, I do have Shin Hati coming, Hera, Ahsoka in her white outfit, Sabine, and Anakin as we saw him in those Clone War flashbacks. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Chopper says goodbye. Please drop on down and hit the like, subscribe, and notification button for upcoming videos so you don't miss out on the new hot toys, lightsabers, and anything else I could dig up throughout the year. All right, I will see you all in the next video. Be safe and kind out there in the world. See ya.